Welcome back to my channel, folks. It's Spice86 here. Thank you for joining me for an unexpected CAS Wednesday, but it's not Wednesday. This is actually going to be uploaded, I believe, on Saturday. But right now, I was deep in my feelings, and I just wanted to kind of come on and really make a person that I had made in my Medita Loca save file, which is a kind of alternative alt sim. So meet Rita Alvarez. Rita is just, Latinx, Latina dad, but she's an alternative girl. I wanted to kind of create like a punk, metalhead, alt type of sim. And this was like around the time that Brent Hines had died from Mastodon. So I was like deep in my feelings about it. Like I am a metalhead. And so I've been a metalhead for many, many years. And one of my first concerts was Korn on the Sick and Twisted tour back in the late 90s, early 2000s, before Stain sold out and before they were big, and before they changed their sound. They were very hardcore metal kind of band. And so I have been a lifelong metalhead and I love Mastodon, and I've known about Mastodon since like I want to say 2002, 2001, 2002, back when they were still kind of small and indie loan. This was also back when like Lamb of God was on an indie label and played a lot in Philly. So it was just really sad. It was really sad to not have Brent Hines be here anymore, but it was really sad how it all ended too. Like he had recently announced leaving Mastodon after founding it and being in Mastodon for like over 20 plus years. And they ended on bad terms, and then he died like very shortly after that. And so they never got to really resolve anything. But right now we're picking out like her tattoos. We're giving her some skin details because we had some skin details that dropped as well. So I gave her some freckles and some stretch marks. Just to make her a little bit more realistic, in my opinion. Like she's already going to be covered head to toe in tattoos. And so I really wanted to, lean into this alt type of vibe. And as you can see, I'm going back because she needs to have hand tattoos, and so we like patched together several different tattoos from the gallery, which business and hobbies really changed the game for us in terms of like tattoos. And so I really wanted to like get in there, and I've been obsessed with like putting like boobs on my Sims, but this Sim does not get boobs because we wanted her to have a chest tattoo, and plus she didn't really need to have a stereotypical like body in that regards. Like I wanted her to have a bit of a butt, but like she didn't really need to have boobs like that. So I think I do like play around a little bit with her body, which you saw earlier. But now we're kind of going through and creating kind of this rocker femme aesthetic. I really wanted her to be super duper sexy, super duper like just grungy, but like hot. And like I had like I don't know if you remember Kat Von D back in the early 2000s. Like I had that kind of thought process in my brain a little bit. And like this was back when she was like hardcore into her Mexican heritage and really like trying to not be quote unquote white, and she was still dealing with her early bouts of sobriety and figuring shit out. Um Cavan D is such like an odd character for me. Because I really did fuck with her back then. And then like the more and more she like aged, she just progressively got weirder and weirder, and got really like into like the weird Nazi white supremacist type of bullshit, but not really like outwardly Nazi. She just became very weird about it. But at the same time, she was hardcore, just like, all about her indigenous Mexican roots, even though she was like the light skinned Mexican out of her family. But I digress. So this character here that we're creating is a better version of Kat Von D. And she's much more brown, and she's much more like, leaning into her heritage as being a Latin X person. an alternative person. And I wanted to give her some sex appeal, but to kind of go into that space of Kat Von D only wore heels. And I kind of want her to be the person that wore heels as well. I also wanted to experiment with a lot of the new packs that we got. We got the Sweet Allure pack. Um, and like, as you can see, this is like Urban Homage, Goth Galore, and that Sweet Allure pack. Because her top is Goth Galore, the bottoms are Urban Homage, and the shoes are from the Sweet Allure pack. So yeah, I wanted to play around and experiment. We did give her a couple like outfits. I think I ended up giving her 5 everyday outfits. I think she ended up with like a couple hot weather outfits and a couple swimwear and a couple you know, cold weather outfits. So like we really decked her out because we really wanted to give her some alternative looks. I also wanted to give her like 2 different hairstyles. So the one hairstyle you saw was kind of like a mullet, and then you get this kind of variation of a more femme presenting mullet, just to switch up her looks a little bit. I think this definitely softens her a little bit, but the other look gives her more of a harder edge. And again, we really wanted to use the new packs that we got, and really lean into it. But it's really interesting how you can mix like different packs and like kind of get the idea of things. And I wanted to show off her tattoos. Like, she's covered head to toe in tattoos. We have to show off her tattoos. I also left some space so she can get more tattoos while in the game, like particularly on her forearms and whatnot. And then we gave her that emo hair, and that just made me laugh because it was like, tonight's the night we're going to die. Again, playing around with it, but I think I settled just on 2 hairstyles in that regards. But I wanted to like, of course I was deep in my feelings when I was making this, but I wanted to create this character for Mi Vida Loca because I'm really buffing out this save file with different Latinx representation. And we've done Costa Rican, we've done Puerto Ricans, we've done Dominicans, we've done a lot of South American, particularly Mexican focus. I haven't gotten so much into like kind of more like Nicaraguan, or like even Portuguese. I might switch it up and do some more Portuguese folks. Um, and I really need to think a little bit outside the box in terms of like Portugal and even Panamanian and things of that nature. So again, we're going back and forth over her hairs because I was like, oh, well, could we do a different hairstyle for her? And so I kind of settled on this hair, and I was like, no, we're going to stick with it. Again, it was so funny because like her outfits were not much fickle. It was her hair that really fickled with me the most. But I mean, she is so gorgeous. And her body is tea in many ways. Like, she's not thick, thick. And I also like didn't want to make like a super thick because I've been making really thick Sims lately. So I really wanted to make like a really cool kind of like average body or different body types because I'm also trying to get more into body diversity within the game as well. Um, and so, yeah, and as you can see, like the tattoos that we put on her face were both piercings and tattoos. And then we added additional piercings on top of it. So it's just, oh, the layers. The layers, the way that we are able to block out our sim. But this is her sportswear look, which is hilarious. Because, like, again, that was all every day. And then we got the formal, but we're giving her the sportswear look. And I wanted, again, to show off her tattoos. And now we're kind of getting into some makeup. And I went back and forth over whether or not I want to buy the new makeup kit. It's not the fact that I don't think the new makeup kit is amazing. I do. I just don't necessarily know if I want to invest in The Sims right now. I'm in a weird place about it because I love The Sims. Obviously, I'm making content. I play The Sims like just about every day. Like, but the issue is like it's just frustrating, you know, when the game is constantly broken and you can't particularly tell the stories that you want to tell. So it really makes me like not really want to invest in the gameplay itself. So you get like discouraged in it, right? So I don't know. I want the new like two kits that just came out because they're creator kits as well. And like I look at them as like kind of custom content for consoles. And so I really try to take advantage of those opportunities, especially when they like have these partner creator kits or just having kind of like creator driven kits. I love those kits because they are usually the best kits. And they usually give us like especially for console players, an expansive like way of accessing custom content without, being on PC. So it's a hard catch 22 for me. But at the same time, I'm also really excited, and I hate to say it, I'm really excited, which is sad because I should not feel guilty for being excited for the new expansion pack that's coming out, because I do think the new expansion pack is going to be actually fun. I do have a lot of gameplay ideas for it, especially because we were going to start our Love in Paradise, but then I put it on hold because I think I really am going to get that expansion pack just to make things a little easier for myself. Um, but yeah, but right here we are doing our party wear look, and I'm just having a lot of fun with the makeup and whatnot. Now we're getting into swimwear. And for swimwear, I bought the poolside kit. So I wanted to like really play around with those poolside johns. And so, yes, we leaned into the blue. I like this high waisted bikini line on it. It's such a good high waisted one. We also gave her a secondary look because I really wanted to show off her tattoos and her body a little bit. And I wanted to see like what the separates look like in that poolside kit as well. So that's why we gave her two looks. She got two looks, and then we were thinking about putting her hair up. Again, I had just kept going back and forth on whether or not I wanted her hair to be different. I think I ended up settling on this ponytail with the blue, but I don't know. I might have went back and forth over that too. Yes, I ended up changing it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this hair. Um, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I landed on the hair. Um, but it's just hilarious. Now we're getting into the party look. Oh no, this is hot weather look. So for the hot weather look, I wanted to use these shorts, and again, I wanted it to be like I want her to be grungy, but I also still want her to be very femme in that regards. And I kept going back and forth over those like shorts, but like I think I ended up settling on those shorts. Um, but I think I went for more like a black look as opposed to the um the white look. um yeah, and then I went with Carnival because I love a Carnival. And then I was thinking about short hair, and so I was switching up her hair. And then I went back and forth over whether or not, and then I was like, oh, that's cute. I think I stuck with some of these hairs. Like I really wanted her to have like a different type of summer haircut. So I think we ended up settling on that hair. Yes. And then I gave her the second look because I actually did like the white look. So I think we ended up giving her two hot weather looks. Now we're getting into her winter look here. And for her winter look, I really wanted like a very punk, very obviously punk look. So obviously I wanted to do this punk jacket that actually comes in base game, believe it or not. And I wanted to give her some skin tight pants. And then I went back and forth over whether or not we are going to give her heels. And so I ended up doing the goth go-go boots for this look because again, I don't want her to ever touch the ground. No. I think the only one that she's wearing like sneakers in is her sports look. Um and then for this, we kind of gave her a different look. We gave her a second winter look. Still the same type of vibes, similar vibes, but I wanted to play into kind of like a low-key metalhead type of look. So she has a punk winner and she has a metalhead winner. And then we played around with makeup a little bit. So I'm pretty proud of her. Her name is Rita Alaverz. And I think she turned out to be really good, you know? I think she uh definitely became the vision for what I wanted to do. But essentially I started to thinking about like quick gameplays that I wanted to play. So like one of them is the aspiration, the I think it's like the Master Minty aspiration. And so we're getting into her looks right now. So this is her first everyday look. This is her second everyday look, her third everyday look, her fourth everyday look, and her fifth everyday look. Then we get into our formal look. Then we get into our sportswear look. We get into our sleepwear look, which again, purple is nice. And then we have our first party look. And then we have our second party look, more scandalous. Then we have our first bikini look. And then we have our second look here for hot weather, our first look for hot weather. Then again, we're back to our winter look. So Rita is on the gallery, I believe, if you want to download her. If she's not, I'll definitely put her up. Again, my gallery ID is Spikes86. I'm Spikes86 everywhere. If you want to see her gameplay, because she is becoming a master tattoo artist, so she could be able to mentor. We're also working on trying to get her mixology certificate. Follow me on Twitch. Again, that's Spikes86 everywhere. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, folks, I'll catch you guys later.